Speaking of Happy presents Frankly Speaking with co-hosts Eli Rigatuso, founder and queer transmasculine two-spirit of the Menominee Nation, and the lovely Avalisa Gallo, model, public speaker, makeup fanatic, and outspoken transgender advocate. Together, we are Frankly Speaking.
Uh-oh, I'm in so much trouble. I'm in so much trouble because I just played an old promo. Oh, that was terrible of me. And I shouldn't be laughing at myself, but I am laughing at myself. That was an old promo. I was in a hurry to get this show going so that we can get into this complex conversation around the holidays and what it's like to be transgender around the holidays. Because you know what? It can really suck. It can be really great, but it can also really suck. And so we decided that we were going to have a conversation this evening with folks. If you're willing to be in this conversation. Oh, hold on. We've got a call coming in. I'm going to answer this phone. Let's see if it works.
Lauren Foster. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press 2.
We're going to press 1. Lauren.
Hey, Eli.
Hey, you're live on Frankly Speaking.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I wanted to test something out because I want to open up the phone lines for people to call in and have conversation with us, folks who are transgender, non-binary, or gender non-conforming, to have a conversation with us about what it's like to experience the holidays.
Okay. Wow. Cool.
And, you could share with us. I mean, nobody knows who you are, right?
Yeah.
You can be our first caller to share with us what it was like for you this holiday season. I know that you are in the process of searching and kind of seeking and feeling out what your gender identity is.
Mm-hmm.
And feel free to share whatever you feel comfortable sharing. You don't have to, spill all the tea. And like I said, nobody knows who you are. Mm-hmm. You're just an anonymous caller. Oh, and it looks like Avalisa is here. Avalisa is here. No, she's not. Okay, I'm going to take her off. She's shaking her head. No. So let's just do this real quick. What would you say? Yeah, sure. Share with me a little bit about what your holiday experience was this year and where you're at in regard to your gender expression, and just feel free to share what you want to share.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, honestly, this holiday season, it was probably one of the better ones that I've had in a while. And I think part of that was just being, that I think is maybe just felt the most comfortable with myself that I've felt probably, ever. So because of that was nice. That I haven't come out to my dad or my stepmom yet. So, they aren't really aware, of that part of me yet. So, and I haven't decided yet if I do want to tell them, or not. I did get my brother though, that they had a nutcracker at Target with kind of the pride flag and all that. And so I did get him that, and he opened that at their house, and it seemed they didn't seem to be weirded out by that or anything. So that was positive, and I thought that maybe then eventually, I could eventually tell them.
Sure. So is your brother someone who's also a member of the LGBTQ plus community?
He's not. No, He just collects nutcrackers.
Oh, okay. Well, and I see that's a very interesting way to kind of to test the waters. I mean, that was really smart of you to do that.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking, and yeah, just kind of see what the initial reaction was, and it was positive. So, um, yeah, maybe someday I could. I just know, like in the past, like when I cut my hair, my dad has made some comments of like,
Mm.
Lauren, why are you doing that? And
Right.
just like, oh, dad.
Yeah, I
So,
mean, short hair,
uh,
long hair, whatever. It's yeah.
yeah,
So
yeah, but
so
otherwise,
yeah.
yeah. Oh, what were you gonna say?
No, please, I interrupted you.
Oh, no, you're good. But yeah, I mean, other than that, it was good. My partner, he knows, and is really good about using my pronouns and things like that, and so it was nice to just have him kind of be there and support if needed. But yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, I thank you very much for like I texted the phone number. I was like, "Hey, call me right now."
Yeah.
You had no idea what you were
Yeah,
stepping into, and so I
I
appreciate
did.
you, friend.
Yeah.
Um, and thank you very much for testing the waters for me because I do want to open it up here. Eventually, I'm going to share a uh, a phone number, and we're going to ask y'all to call in with your holiday stories. So, thank
Okay.
you, my friend, for calling in and testing the phone system with me to make sure that it was going to work for what we needed it to work for.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you. Yeah, thank you for letting me be a part of it.
Yeah, absolutely. Pay attention. I mean, we're live right now on Frankly Speaking. So if you want to go over and watch the live stream and maybe toss out some questions that you have, feel free to join us over there.
Okay, awesome. Well, thanks, Eli.
Yep. Thank you. Talk to you later.
Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.
All right, y'all. So we got it working. We've got the phone lines are up. And so if you want to call in and share with us a holiday story, an experience that you had this holiday and how that went for you, or maybe even just ask us a question about maybe how to navigate something as we're going through the holidays and into this new year and with New Year's Eve coming up here shortly this week, the end of this week. If you have any questions or you want maybe have some conversation around navigating the new year, please feel free to call in or send us a message here. I am going to post the number here shortly. So I know we do have one person watching on Facebook, and we appreciate you very much for that. So I'm going to go ahead, and I know Avalisa is coming. For those of you who love a little Avalisa in the evening, she is going to be here with us soon. She mistimed something at home and needed to deal with some things at home, but she is going to come and have a conversation with us here this evening. All right, so here's the deal. I'm actually going to go ahead and share the phone number. And so if you're watching and you want to call in and share a holiday story or talk to us a little bit about what you might be experiencing as we're heading into the new year and share your experience with us, you are more than welcome to do that. Now, the phone number that you will call is 402 881 0656. Again, that phone number, if you want to call and say hello to myself and Avalisa and share with us maybe a fun story, maybe a success for the holidays that you had, you are welcome to give us a call. Again, it's 402 881 0656. So go ahead and call in and we will happily take your call and answer any questions that you might have. Like I said, Avalisa is on her way here. She's taking care of some things at home and not able to join us at the moment. But what I am going to do is I'm going to talk a little bit about yesterday. We did an interview on Frankly Speaking with CC McQueen, who is the mother of the House of McQueen. And she shared with us about Drag Brunch, the Drag Brunch, which is happening here in Omaha. That's right. Drag Brunch Lincoln is actually coming and doing Drag Brunch Omaha. And I'm going to give you some details on that while we wait for the lovely Avalisa Ellicott to join us here. Shh, don't tell her what I did. I know she's not going to be mad at me. But okay, so the Drag Brunch events. I'm going to pull this up. Drag Brunch Omaha is happening. I believe it's the second Sunday, but I want to make sure I'm giving you the right information. It is happening at the Barrel and Vine. It is on January 16th, which is a Sunday. The show is at 11 a.m., but it's happening at Barrel and Vine. And you can RSVP by going to the Drag Brunch Lincoln. And actually, what I'm going to do is I am going to click this little button here, and I am going to send you a link for where you can RSVP that you want to go to Drag Brunch. So I'm going to go ahead and put that link in the chat for y'all. So if you just click on that link, it's a very long link. I don't have a short link for you, and I do apologize for that. But if you click on that link, it's $20 to get into Drag Brunch. The shows are at 11 a.m. and 1 p.m. So actually, there are two different show times. You're probably going to, I think your ticket is good for both. I'm not sure. I guess I should have asked that question when I had Cece on with me yesterday. So again, if anybody wants to call in to the show right now and have a conversation with me live, you don't have to give us your name. You don't have to tell us who you are, but you can just ask questions, or you can share a story about your holiday and how your holiday went. If you have a question about New Year's Eve and maybe you're navigating some rough territory as we're heading into New Year's Eve and you want to have a conversation about that, you can certainly call us and have a conversation about that. Again, that phone number is 402-881-0656. This is just a special episode of Frankly Speaking. We are having conversations about our holiday wins and or frustrations. So you can join us here on the show by calling in at 402-881-0656. We're trying something a little bit new tonight. I might even ask a friend to call, and we'll have a conversation with her and see what she's doing. Okay, so I just sent a message to a friend and seeing if she can give me a call. That way I can have a conversation with her and we can chit chat a little bit. I can tell her what we're talking about and ask her the question about how was your holiday? I know she was just talking to me about something else. So again, Drag Brunch Omaha is happening January 16th, shows at 11 and 1 p.m. at the Barrel and Vine. I did put a link to that in the chat here. So if you want to click on that link, you can go on RSVP for that coming up, which is amazing. I know there's also a Drag Brunch happening in Lincoln, but I'm not sure when that's happening. But anyway, it's sure to be a fabulous time. It's going to be happening monthly at the Barrel and Vine with the Drag Brunch. Sure to be a fabulous time. It's going to be happening monthly at the Barrel. I just pulled myself up and I was having a conversation with myself. So maybe I will call someone. Who should I call? I was going to try and get my friend Lady Shug to come on the line, but she is unavailable. Unfortunately, has some issues with her throat, which is a super big bummeroo. Let's see here. I just had someone message me. If you heard the ding, eating very quickly. That's Avalisa. She is going to be on here shortly. But like I said, we are here. I'm actually going to make a phone call to hold on just a moment. We'll just get somebody on the line with us. How does that sound? Yep, it's all working. It's all working. We're doing something a little bit different here tonight. Frankly speaking, we're having conversations around holidays and how our holidays were for us, maybe celebrate some successes, discuss some of our failures. I am calling a friend here. I'm phoning a friend, but it doesn't look like she's going to answer.
Our call has been forwarded
Yep.
to an
Went right to a voicemail. Okay. Nobody wants to talk to me tonight. I feel sad about that. If you are watching and you want to call in and say hello and share a little bit about your holiday experience while we wait for Avalisa to join us, you are more than welcome to give us a call. You can call us at 402-881-0656. We will only hear your voice. So if you don't want to say your name, you don't have to say your name, but you can just say hello and share with us about your holiday experience. And it doesn't have to be, it could be good, bad, or indifferent. You can share your successes around the holidays. I know for myself, I've had to make some new holiday traditions. Okay. Unfortunately, there's been some changes in my family. We've had some people move away. We've had some other things happen. And unfortunately, my mother passed last year from COVID. And so there's just been a lot of changes. I have two sisters that both don't live in the Omaha area. And so we don't really celebrate anymore. I have a brother who lives here, but I don't really celebrate with him either. That's a very long story. So I won't bore you with the details on that one. But I would love to hear from you. So if you're watching, I do see that we have 4 people watching. And if you're watching, you can actually ask a question in the chat of me, even if you just want to post your question in the chat, I can pop it up on screen. Now we will see your name on there. So if you don't want to have people see your name, you're more than welcome to message me on Facebook. If we're friends on Facebook, if you have a question that you want to toss out, feel free to ask that. You can also ask it in the chat, and I will answer the question that you might have. We're waiting here for Avalisa. She's going to join us. We decided to have a special holiday decompress episode of Frankly Speaking. As folks who are transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming, we do, we experience the holidays a little differently. Some of us don't have family to celebrate with because they don't accept us for who we are. And so it's harder to be around them during the holidays. And so, if that is something that you have to experience during the holiday season, we see you, we understand. I know that I've had to take many holidays away from family, even before coming out as trans. And that is totally your call, right? It's your call. It's about your own health and well-being and taking care of yourself and your mind and your body and your heart and doing what you need to do for you. So again, if you want to call into the show right now, don't hesitate. You can call 402-881-0656 and share with us either a success you had over the holidays, or if you had something happen that was frustrating and you want to process it with us, you're more than welcome to call in and share. Again, 402-881-0656. Avalisa is going to be joining us here soon, and then we're going to decompress and have a conversation around what the holidays were like at the Ellicott household. Brand new Ellicott family, Avalisa and her hubby. Let's see here. Lisa's asking me to talk about my favorite holiday of all time. I'm going to be honest with you. My favorite holiday of all time was this holiday. No, that's not true. Actually, the Christmas before the COVID lockdown in 2019, I took a trip to Albuquerque, New Mexico to see my friend Bunny. And every year, Bunny had organized a big meal for folks experiencing homelessness in Albuquerque. And she's also a part of a transgender organization in Albuquerque they had a thrift store and some other things where they provide services for and help for folks who are transgender, non-binary, and gender non-conforming. And so I went to volunteer and I spent a week there and met some really extraordinary folks doing some amazing work. Just all of the moving parts and pieces for putting together this, I mean, huge holiday spread with everything, and all of the people who volunteered to help to serve the food and brought gifts and wrapped gifts and just all of the different things. Any child who came walked away with at least one present. Before the event, we actually went and delivered some holiday gifts for folks who were unable to come to the event. And Christmas Day, we went and delivered gifts to families because Bunny was literally raising money and buying gifts like Christmas Day. Or actually the day before Christmas, we had gone to a couple of different places to get some last minute gifts for some folks. So that was probably, when I think about it, I mean, I got to meet Deborah Holland, who at the time was the senator, and now she is like the first head of, let's see, what is her title? I know I'm going to mess it up. So I'm gonna look it up. She is the Secretary of the Interior, first Native American person and woman to hold that seat. So really extraordinary thing that she did. So it was really amazing to be able to meet her and to talk to her and have a conversation with her. And I gave her one of my Rainbow Batman. I have Rainbow Batman refrigerator magnets that I made, and I gave her one of those, and she was thrilled to get it. This is my little stickers that I've made, Rainbow Batman stickers. I like to send those out to folks, and trying to figure out an easy way to make those purchasable for folks as well. If you want a Rainbow Batman sticker, if you want to send me a message at Speaking of Happy on Facebook, we might arrange getting a sticker out to you. But again, I would love to have a conversation. I would love to hear from someone who's willing to call into the show today, like right now, to call in and talk to us maybe about your favorite holiday experience of all time. I just shared mine. This holiday was kind of a little was more of an introverted holiday. It's the second Christmas without mom. I actually would go and spend pretty much the day with her on Christmas. And Christmas Eve, I actually went and got a meal from one of my favorite restaurants, the Caribbean Delights. They have this amazing shrimp dish. So I went there and I had purchased my meal earlier in that, early afternoon. Didn't have it until dinner time, but then I did my annual watching of The Grinch, and that's the Jim Carrey version, which I love. Just makes me laugh out loud every time I watch it. There's so many hilarious scenes from that movie. I love it when he x-rays his heart and says, I'm down 2 sizes. This time I'm going to keep it off. So I'm kind of weird like that. But I had my Christmas Eve dinner to myself. And then on Christmas Day, I spent some time writing and reading and just really, Eli time, special Eli time. So again, we have the phone lines open. If somebody wants to call in, the number is 402-881-0656. And I just put it in the chat. So if you want to give us a call, we would love to have a conversation with you. So the phone lines are open. And basically what we're doing is you can either answer the question that Avalisa shared, which is talking about your favorite holiday of all time, or you can call us with a success you had this year and share with us what that success was, or you can call in and share with us maybe a frustration that you had this holiday, whether it was being misgendered or, again, just not being honored and affirmed for who you are, because we want to give you space to have that conversation. And it looks like, are you ready? Are you ready back there? I got the thumbs up.
Hey,
Hey.
how's it going? Happy holidays.
Hey, happy holidays to you too, my friend. Oh, you froze. Happy Now I'm going to be a little froze. Hold on,
Okay,
wait.
there we
Hold
go.
on. Oh, there you are. I just stopped. I just like,
I just finished eating. My in-laws are in town for the holidays, and so we've just been
Oh,
having a bunch of family time and going around Dallas and the surrounding areas and seeing things and buying things. It's been a really, really good holiday.
oh, that's awesome. That is amazing. So why don't you answer your question? Tell us about your favorite holiday of all time.
I can do that, and I'll be watching you to see if you freeze because the the signal right here is not too good.
I might trick you. Let me see. I'm going to do my best freeze face. Ready? I blinked. And now you froze.
No, I didn't.
You're good. Oh my gosh. You're
I
so
am good.
You are good at
Um,
all the things.
so my favorite holiday would
Mhm.
probably have to be Christmas 2014.
Oh, okay.
We went to Italy for Christmas, and we spent Christmas in Italy. Christmas Eve, we went to the Vatican.
Oh,
And
wow.
so that was really cool because everyone was saying prayers and stuff and like lining up for Christmas Eve mass, and it was really cool. But like that Christmas, it was just me, my mom, and my sister, and we just traveled around Italy and saw all of the
Wow.
different sites, and then like had this really small Christmas this really small Christmas dinner at this little restaurant. But it was absolutely amazing because it was experiencing something new with my family, and that's what was important.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that sounds amazing. I am envious of your being able to do that. The Italian side of me is
Hmm.
is more than just a little envious of you being in Italy for Christmas. Maybe I should plan a trip.
Oddly enough, every time that I have gone outside of the country, sometimes, well, I went to Italy and I've been to France, and languages that I've studied, I forget that I can speak them until I'm there and having a conversation with somebody, and I'm like, oh wow, I know this language.
Right on. Right on. Okay, well, I don't know if you noticed or if you were listening, but I did I set up a Google Voice phone number. And
I
so
did see, and I posted my link with the number. I've been listening, but I've also been eating because it was my night to cook for the entire family, and I just got Pokemon Diamond on my on my Nintendo Switch. It was a gift for Christmas to myself.
yeah.
And so we had been out shopping all day, and I was like, I'll sit down and I'll play this for a little while. And then started playing, and then realized, oh my gosh, I need to hurry up and cook so that I can be here for this show. And you can't speed up cooking. Cooking takes as
Oh.
long as it takes. And so that's why I messaged you, and I was like, oh no. And then immediately went back into cooking and forgot that I even had a phone until I looked and saw it was like 8:45. I was like, oh, what's happening?
Oh, okay. Okay, it looks like we are gonna get a caller coming in here in a minute. Let's see. Oh, what happened? Did we miss it? The heck? Oh, here, I'm gonna call.
Ooh.
Hello.
Hello.
Hello, darling. Hello.
You are live on Frankly Speaking with myself and Avalisa. Is it okay if we share who you are? Do you mind?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, well, this is Ariel, our friend Ariel, the poet. Yay!
Hey, girl.
Hey. Hey. I'm sitting outside right now in Nebraska, and it's like the devil's nipples are out here. Something's going on 'cause it's cold. It's cold. It's cold, but it's nice.
I'm so sorry that you have to deal with that. It's been in the 70s and 80s this
Oh,
entire holiday
Mm.
season.
as Avalisa is
See.
like wearing a little sundress and
Yeah, I'm in my overcoat over here crying about the the bane of existence of Nebraska.
And sharing with us about what's happening to your nipples. Like what?
Exactly. It all comes back around to nipples.
I mean, it is frankly
It does.
speaking, right? We
It
are
does.
frankly speaking.
Absolutely. A little bit, yes.
So
So
Ariel,
how are you?
we're
Yes, tell me.
doing really wonderful, but we have a question that we've been asking folks, and this is why we opened up the phone lines. We wanted to talk to folks about what has your holiday been like? And you froze there for a second again, didn't you, Avalisa?
Yeah, I came back and I was like, oh, there we go.
But anyway, we just want to hear, like, how has your holiday gone? I know that your holiday is a little bit different than some of us who are celebrating other holidays. I don't actually really celebrate the holiday. I mean, but share with us. Do you have any successes over the holidays this year that maybe you haven't experienced in previous years, or is there a frustration?
So I, for those of you who are tuned in, so I celebrate Christmas and I celebrate Hanukkah. And this year I focused on celebrating Hanukkah by looking at kind of the darkness. And so Hanukkah is a celebration of the light, right? It's the festival of lights. And in a candid, frankly speaking way, this year I celebrated Hanukkah with someone who had very much hurt me a lot in my past, and it caused a lot of harm. But in doing that celebration with them of lighting the candles and saying the prayers, and kind of building the space to heal the wounds that have been caused, especially as a trans person. This is a family member who wasn't very kind about my queerness and about other things like that. And this year we kind of started to rebuild those ties, which was really beautiful and powerful. I'm still cautious, as we should always be, but I'm very grateful. And I think Christmas-wise, but not just Christmas-wise, but Hanukkah and Christmas and in general, something that I've been really meditating on is the rising power of the mother, of the feminine energy in our world. I think right now we are seeing, and by feminine, I kind of just mean not man, not cis man. And I know not everyone would identify under that umbrella, but I guess just the rising energy of the marginalized of gender, and of those who have been harmed by social constructs around gender. There's a rising power that I feel, and I feel a lot of other people feel it as well.
Yeah.
And I felt that a lot this holiday season.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. Well,
Come on,
thank you so
feminine
much
divine.
Yes.
You know, no, just kidding.
Well, thank you so much for sharing about your experience, though, in
Of course.
celebrating Hanukkah with someone who has caused you trauma. Because the truth of the matter is that, like, when we are approaching these different holidays, we are, most of us, bringing that trauma with us, and so it's that learning that delicate dance of, when do we step forward, when do we step back. I was sharing before Avalisa joined that, like, it is totally okay to be saying to your family, look, I just don't have it in me this year.
It is okay to say it, because all it takes is that one family member misgendering you the one time, and it's like, you know what, I'm done. I don't need to have myself in this situation. And that's why there's a large part of my family that, oh, I see you blinking, a large part of my family that I don't necessarily avoid, but I make sure that I am in the right headspace and I am mentally healthy and stable enough to be around that, because it does, like, knock me back every time. And it's like, I have been me for over 10 years, an entire decade. Me is in like 5th, 6th grade as a child, and yet you're still getting it wrong.
Yeah.
And like, now I'm married and I have my husband, and bringing him around family who's going to misgender me, like, not only am I going to feel awkward, then he's going to feel awkward. And it's just like, no, I'd rather not.
Yeah. No,
Can I pose a frankly speaking question to you two, and you can be, if you don't feel comfortable answering it, you don't have to.
Okay. Oh, we'll
But
talk.
I know. Well, so something that has happened to me, and it's happened over the holiday season this year, and I've been just trying to figure out how to handle it. Is I have family members and other people, but specifically family members who have gotten to a point where they will gender me correctly, where they will affirm that part of me. But if I talk about significant others, or if I talk about like prospects of significant others, they'll say, "Well, are they gay, or are they?" Like, does that make sense? So it's like
Yeah.
the unaffirming experience of not being seen fully as I identify, for those of you who don't know, as a woman, as a trans woman. And so for those who kind of undermine that by not seeing the fullness of your womanhood, if you know what I'm saying, or your transness.
Yes. Yes.
It's a thing. It is a heavy thing that we continue to experience because, as Eli and I talk about in our classes, people have it all collapsed. They think that it's them not accepting your womanhood. It's them still categorizing you as who you used to be. And if who you used to be was in a relationship with this person, what does that make this person, instead of affirming you for who you are there in that moment? And a lot of it is just ignorance and them having it collapsed. And I don't know how many times I have had the conversation of, is this what a homosexual man is attracted to? Is this it? Because they don't think so. And so, like, by saying, "Oh, is he gay?"
What you couldn't see, Ariel, is Miss Avalisa grabbing and cupping her own breasticles.
Nipples and breasticles and
Yep.
and mother energy. Woo, hallelujah.
Exactly. Well, and and Avalisa is so right. And first of all, thank you for sharing that experience, because that is not an uncommon experience for all of us who are transgender, and or even folks who are non-binary, because even when I first came out as trans, like, people had like, well, what does that mean about your significant other? Well, nothing.
So are you going
I
to
mean,
dump them because
yeah.
you said you were straight before, and now how does this work? How can you be a lesbian and trans and a woman? Why would you transition in the first place? And it's like, trans
Yeah.
orientation, gender identity orientation. These are two separate directions. They exist without each other, independent of each other. And geez.
So, Ariel, how did you manage that then? What did you say? Did you say, hey, look, no, he's straight, but not narrow like you? Or how did you handle that situation?
If I'm honest, I decided to pick a different battle another day with that situation. But if I could have fully shown up as myself in that situation, I would have talked about how we are not our bodies, and our bodies transcend the experience of the body. And there are parts of intimacy and parts of expression and parts of gender and all these different things, these constructs that are a part of the body, but also not a part of the body. And so my body, the body I hold, does not define my womanhood, but it complements my womanhood. And my experience of other people and their experience of me can transcend both the body and what people kind of normalize as straight or gay or whatever, like in the sense of, he's not a gay man because he's attracted to me. He's a straight man. He could be a queer man, but he identifies as a straight man, to my knowledge.
He could be a queer man. Yep. He could be a bi man. I mean,
but that has nothing to do with me.
Exactly. It's not that's about him, not me. But it doesn't make him gay because he's attracted to me.
Yeah.
Because now what we're doing is we're reducing it to the body.
Let's say the therapy session, the talk about the therapy session that we all have to go through, specifically trans women who go with cis heterosexual men, and you have to explain to them that they're not gay all of a sudden. And because I've got it way too many times in my early years of dating. So does this make me gay? Am I gay now?
That is such a, and that and Lisa, speaking to you directly, that is such a heavy thing to hold. And I have learned, and I still struggle with it because there's a part of me that wants to be accepted and loved and nourished. Um, and, and so there are times that I sacrifice parts of what a whole part of me should have and should experience. But at the same time, it's not our place to have to hold men's thoughts of themselves or insecurities, or you know what I mean? Like it's not the woman's, like it's not our burden to bear.
Yeah. Yep. Exactly. But I mean, it's just not. It's not uncommon. There's still so much knowledge and awareness that needs to be elevated just in the general population around what it is to be people like us, right?
And then at the same time, these are people that you potentially care about, someone that you can potentially see a future with. And so there is that want to help them through what they are going through because,
Yeah.
with society standing as it does now, that's something that has not been normalized. Being attracted to trans people is not normalized, and people are automatically going to throw you into the queer box, and you may not fully identify there. You may not exist there. And so having those conversations and walking people through it, while it's not a fun thing to do, sometimes it's a thing that you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely. That's a better
You do.
better way of saying it.
Sometimes you do.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And sometimes they
I
do. And then we just hope that you're doing your doo-doo in a toilet in the bathroom. Because it would really suck to be out in the middle of something and then do your doo-doo.
Sometimes you have to do everywhere.
Sometimes you have to. Sometimes.
Absolutely.
Sometimes.
My grandmother likes to say, sometimes life is a shit show. And I'm like, yes, that's very true, Grandma.
The accuracy in Grandma's words is so true. Well, and I mean, this is the thing. Of course, here at Frankly Speaking, we just talk very frankly about these things that we experience. And, we have to, like Ariel said early on in her question, it's like, we got to pick our battles sometimes. And it's also about our own energy. It's like, I got to protect my own peace. Like I will choose who and when and how. I just had somebody this evening ask me what my preferred pronouns are. And I said, well, first of all, they're not a preference. And then, she kind of looked at me and I said, look, are your pronouns a preference? Or is it okay if I start referring to you as he, him? She's like, well, absolutely not. They're not a preference. Okay, well, then why would mine be? And she's like, oh, yeah. What pronouns honor you might be a question that you could ask someone. That's more affirming. It's those simple little things. So what else do you have for us, Ariel? Any good stories about the holidays this season? Anything that happened that that surprised you?
I got my babushka on this holiday season. I made over 100 latkes. Lots of potatoes, onions, and oil. My house still smells kind of like an onion.
Wait a minute. I don't recall getting a delivery.
I can make you some. I still have
hateful.
Get on it. Every time you have posted those, I have said, where are mine?
Absolutely. I will make you some. I still have potatoes and I can get some onions because I make fun of, it's like the Irish would be very jealous with the potato famine because I have lots of the potatoes. But no, I had a good holiday. And I think in the past, holidays have been difficult. There was a period of time that you know about that just in my right after high school or my senior year of high school, I didn't live with either parent, and I was an unaccompanied minor in high school, which is like a fancy way of saying I wasn't emancipated because there was no legal jurisdiction for me to be emancipated, but I was not living with either family member. And so holidays have been very difficult for me for a long time. And this holiday season, I think I allowed myself to be my own light, and allow the spirit of the holidays to come from myself and make family and space and love where I could. Um, but while also being cautious because of COVID, but I had a couple small dinners with my roommate and a friend, and then I saw a couple small groups of family members, and so I was grateful for this year. And I think as I grow as a human being and as my family grows, I'm grateful for those moments, and they're not perfect, and I don't know if they ever will be perfect. And I think so much of life is kind of, at least my generation growing up, how it felt is you kind of expect the Hallmark movie to be what people's lives are like, and that's really not what it is. And it's okay if your life is messy, or if the family members around you are messy, or if things are difficult and not perfect, and if you're struggling, if you're grieving. I know a lot of my friends were suffering through a lot of grief this holiday season. My grandmother was put on hospice a couple of weeks ago, and so and I actually went and saw her for the first time since then, and she slept the whole time. And I remember just thinking, like, she just looked very gone already. And so just holding space for all the things during the holiday season, and as we transition into 2022, but
Trends.
holding trends. Gotta
We
put
are
the bonus
transing.
word.
We are all transing
Trends.
into 2022.
Absolutely. Just holding space for everything, whether it's good, bad, ugly, light and dark, or whole beings, and it's okay if that's not always perfect. So
Yeah,
that's my 2 cents from Babushka Ariel.
Hey, Ariel, thank you so much. We really honestly appreciate your sharing your insights, and I can really relate to what you said about this year being more about, internally where you're at for you. And something that I haven't shared, and one of the reasons why we've been a little bit inconsistent with our programming here on Frankly Speaking, is that I realized 50 days as of today, I put myself in an intensive outpatient eating disorder program. This is the first time that I'm sharing this out into the universe outside of close friends. But I feel completely different than I did 50 days ago. And I'm really grateful for the program that I put myself in, and the choice to really take care of me and to center my health and well-being. One of the things that I had discovered, and what I heard when I, throughout my treatment, they talk about how eating disorders, they thrive in isolation and disconnect. And with what happened last year, with my mom dying, with my getting sick, with all of the other family members that we had that passed, both related to COVID and unrelated to COVID. We lost the matriarch of my personal family and the matriarch of my mother's family. Our oldest aunt passed last year, and then my one of my ex-roommates and a good friend of mine passed in February. I mean, just like one hit after another hit. And with all of that, I could barely pull myself up, right? It was like there was so much grief. It was overwhelming. And what I did is what I've done in the past is I've turned to food to comfort myself. And the irony is it's not comfort when I was doing what I have been doing. And so I'm going to speak very openly about it. I feel very centered in a way that I haven't felt in a very long time. My head is incredibly clear. I know a lot of what I experienced last year was due to COVID and just that whole brain fog that hung on forever and ever and ever. And, so I'm really just grateful. I'm grateful to be here. I'm grateful to, this is day 50 of non-disordered eating. And so, that's a huge celebration in my world, for me to be able to just eat to live as opposed to living to eat. And so it's been a huge shift. And what I've learned in this program has really been incredibly beneficial. And so I just want people to know that even if you're still struggling with an addiction or an eating disorder or any of those things, that you are certainly welcome to communicate with me. You can certainly send me a message on Facebook at Speaking of Happy, and we can have a conversation about that, because I know that there's a lot of us, the rates of LGBTQ plus folks, especially who are who face illnesses like alcoholism and drug abuse and those things, the rates are very high. So, I'm just really grateful. I'm grateful to be here. And honestly, like, I feel very centered in a way that I haven't felt in a very, very long time. So just really grateful to be here, and grateful for my friends. Ariel, thank you so much for calling in and checking in with us.
Yes, Boo, thank you.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I'm very proud of you, Eli, and I'm very grateful that you're among us, and I love you very much. And I love you very much too, Alvalisa, and I'm very grateful that I got to come on and talk with you.
Thank you so much for calling
Thanks.
in and
Have a good night.
Yes, you too. And all
Bye.
right, if anybody else, if you have my personal phone number, you are welcome to call that number right now. If you're listening, you can certainly call my personal cell, which I will not hand out to folks. But I do have a phone number that I set up, Google Voice. You can call us at 402-881-0656. You can share your holiday foibles, your frustrations, your whatever it is that you need to share. You can call and ask us a question. You don't have to tell us your name. You can just make up a name if you want. We don't care. But we would love to hear from you. If you want to give us a call, you can certainly give us a call. Or you can also ask a question in the chat, or send us some love. Like Jaden Black sent us some love, some hearts.
Yes, my Boo from Michigan.
Hey, why doesn't Jaden call us? And then we have my friend here with 3 hearts. We got 3 hearts from my friend Lauren. All right. So again, that phone number, I'm going to put it in the chat, 402-881-0656. And so there is the phone number. If you have your phone handy and want to give us a call, please do, and share your experiences. But Alvalisa, so tell us this. Yes, 2014 in Italy, phenomenal experience. But I need to know, how was your first Christmas in your new beautiful home?
It was amazing. We did Thanksgiving here, so I had the chance to settle into the idea of like hosting family and stuff like that. But it has just been so amazing to be able to like look at my home and look at my surroundings and be like, oh, damn, I'm grown. I am an adult woman. This is crazy. I'm a married woman.
Oh my God.
It's just so far from what I ever thought was achievable for me as a trans woman. And so to be here and to be in this place, it's just mind-blowing.
Yeah. Well, absolutely. And then, the average life expectancy, not to bring the show down, but the average life expectancy of a Black trans woman is 35, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
35.
30.
And I'm getting close.
Yeah.
So, hoping not to kick the bucket before then, but it seems like
Oh, no.
I'm in a good stable place, and I'm gonna get past
We
it.
have a caller. We
do have a caller.
From Daisy.
Oh,
To
we'll
accept,
take
press
it.
1. To
We're
send a
gonna
voicemail,
take
press
it.
2.
No, we're taking it. Hello. You have called Frankly Speaking.
Hey, frankly speaking.
Hey.
Hello, Daisy.
How are you?
I'm good. I came to express some frustration.
Okay.
All right, get into it.
I'm just tired of Miss COVID girl. I'm tired of her for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
My school is about to do virtual for our spring semester, and I can feel it because the university 5 minutes away from us just went virtual for next semester.
I'm so
No.
sorry.
Oh, that
And so
hurts
it
my
just feels
heart.
like COVID is just punching me over and over.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yes, we feel ya.
So, how were your COVID holidays?
A little boring. Christmas just ain't Christmasing like it usually does no more. But that's just because I'm not, a kid and I'm not waiting for the Barbie dolls underneath the Christmas tree no more. My Christmas presents, I'm asking for money.
Yeah.
Did you get money?
Yes, I did get money.
Okay. Okay. So see, that's not so bad. Barbie dolls for money.
But it's so weird when Christmas changes over from that thing that you're excited about as a kid to like the time of the year where you're like, all right, let me ask for some stuff that I really need.
Exactly. Exactly. What other frustrations do you have, Daisy?
That's about it.
So what was your all-time favorite holiday ever?
Probably Christmas when I was younger. Christmas or Thanksgiving, but Thanksgiving mostly we just ate a lot of food and then slept the rest of the day. Christmas was always a mixture of Thanksgiving with gifts.
So, which
It's a birthday
Christmas
party and
specifically?
Thanksgiving.
Do you have a favorite Christmas though? An all-time favorite Christmas ever?
For one Christmas we were in Italy. That was definitely fun. Going to the Vatican and just exploring a different country. It didn't really feel like Christmas, but it was a different feeling that I didn't have a problem with and I actually really enjoyed.
Yeah. For
Yeah.
those of you who don't know, we're going to give away the secret, but Daisy is Avalisa's little sister.
We were just talking about my favorite Christmas, which was the one in Italy. It was just so cool.
So you passed the quiz, Daisy. You were about ready to like fail a major quiz if you would not have said that Italy was your favorite Christmas.
No, for sure Italy was the best Christmas I've ever had.
Yeah.
We just traveled
Yeah, we went to
around
Spain,
Italy.
but everything was closed.
Oh, you did a Christmas in Spain.
Yeah.
Okay. Why was everything closed?
They kind of closed everything around lunchtime in general.
Oh.
And so the fact that it was the holiday, everything was shut down. No food spots were open. So we were left hungry on Christmas, having to just find places to eat. So
That's how it was in
definitely
Italy. Everything was closed, and we went to a little supermarket and then like a little place
Italy was
across
more
the street
fun.
that had the buffet. Italy was fun.
I bet Italy was a blast. I want to go to Calabascietta. It's supposed to be like kind of up in the mountains, but that's where my dad's dad, my grandfather, was actually from. And so I want to go there because I would like to see if I can find any other family members, because we found out later in my dad's life, after it's like his mother had passed away, and my dad found a box of letters written in Italian up in her closet. And at the time, my sister was dating a guy whose parents spoke fluent Italian. And so they went over for dinner, and my dad brought these letters and he put them down on the table and he said, "Hey, would you translate for us? Because I don't know what these letters say." And so she pulled the first letter and she opened it and she started reading, and she stopped and she looked up and she said, "Are you sure you want to know what's in these letters?" And he says, "Well, absolutely. This is all I have to know of my father." And she says, "Well, this letter is actually a Dear John letter from your dad's previous wife. And what had
Jeez.
happened is he actually immigrated to the US specifically to come to Omaha because he was a butcher." He and his cousin. So all the Rigatusos in Omaha are all related, right? But he came here and for many years was sending money back to this woman because they had 3 kids together.
Oh.
And she was right. He was sending money back. And then she finally sends this letter and says, hey, thanks for the money, but we're not coming. And basically called the marriage off. And so they ended up divorcing. And then a few years later, he met my grandmother and then they got married. And then unfortunately, when my dad was around 7 or 8, he passed away of a heart attack, my grandfather. So he never knew his dad. And then we
That
didn't
is
know,
trauma.
right? And we never knew the story of like that part of the story. So when my dad was still alive, he actually went and was trying to find connections to his family because he had half siblings he never even knew about. I mean, he had a brother and a sister here, but he found out about these half siblings and wanted to know more, and he just could never find them. So that was one of the things that I kind of wanted to do at some point, is go and see if I can find someone who can, connect back that far.
Mhm.
But isn't it wild to like go over to somebody's house for dinner? Hey, can you translate this letter for me? Oh, it's a Dear John letter. Great.
All right,
Yeah,
y'all. That's all I have
Keith.
to say. I'm gonna go back and watch my movie.
Okay.
All
What are you
right,
watching?
thank you.
What are you watching?
I don't know the name of it. What's the name of the movie we're watching? Encanto.
Oh, on Disney. Oh.
Oh, right. Okay. Well, you be sure to tell Mama hello from us.
Okay.
All right. Thanks for calling, Daisy.
Bye bye.
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 And goodbye. That's the hang up from Google Voice. Isn't that nice? All right. So if you're watching, it's 10:02. Do we want to talk a little bit longer, or are we gonna?
I'm going to suggest wrapping it up
Okay. All
because I
right.
am hosting.
Yes, you are.
But I wanted to be here and be able to do this.
All right. Well, I appreciate you being here, and thank you very much for joining us. Even though you are hosting, you are the hostess with the mostest, I'm sure.
Yes.
Yes. All right, my friend. Well, we will see you in 2 weeks. So for those of you who are still here, we have switched the day and time for Frankly Speaking. We are now doing every other Tuesday at 9 p.m. So we will not have an episode next Tuesday, but we will have an episode the following Tuesday. So we'll be into the new year, and we might have a special guest. We'll see what we can drum up for you. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great evening.
See you next year.
Bye. Thanks. Oh, we got to thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.